Okay, in today's lesson, I'm just going to show you a little bit of navigation and shortcut tips, the ones I use the most and the ones I think everyone needs to know to start with. The basic one is simulation shortcut, which is your spacebar. So spacebar, you click on it, this one goes on. This is a simulation, and spacebar again to stop simulating. This is the one you're going to be clicking over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Once it's simulating, you can actually pull the garment. You know, if the hand is showing, the tiny hand instead of the normal mouse. And when it's not simulating, if you move it, it's going to move it like this. So this is not simulating. This is the gizmo that we talked about on last lesson. This goes sideways, up, and in or out, you know, like that. And then if you click on the square, you can just drag it as you like. Or if you click on the garment and anywhere, you can drag it as you like. And those lines they're showing, those are our sewing lines. You're gonna be very familiarized with those once we start making things in detail. I said as well about the history last time. Now you can see this is all the movements I've done, and this is currently where I am. So instead of just going back one by one, I can just go back and click before the simulation, and it just goes back to that moment. It just makes everything faster and easier to go back in time if you need. I hope you got a mouse, and we're gonna be using it now. So scroll in and out to zoom in and out. Normal, okay, just like any other software. Click and hold on the scroll to move it like this. Okay. And click on the right button on the mouse without the scroll, just the right button. Hold to rotate like this. That's basically it. And obviously the normal click to select anything with the left click of the mouse. Numbers on your keyboard. 2 is the front. I'm just gonna go in order and you guys can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 doesn't do anything. 8, 9 doesn't do anything. And 0. So you're gonna use 2 and 8 quite a lot to see the front and the back. And then 4 to see the sides. It's pretty useful, especially when you're like super close and you're like changing like this, instead of having to scroll back and trying to get in the position again to see the front. You can just be here in this position and click 2. That goes back to the front. And same thing on this side here. You have the shortcut to see everything, which is that one there. I forget what's that called in English, but you guys can see it. You can click that on your keyboard, or you can do that just clicking with the right button on the mouse. This pops up and you can show all. And obviously things move around as normal, scroll in and out as normal, and click on the scroll to do this. Obviously there's no rotation here because this is flat, so only really zoom in, zoom out, click on the scroll to move positions around, and selection like that. And with the right, you just open this window here. And there are shortcuts on the actual tools, which you're going to get a hang of it with time. But the main ones when you hover over the tools are transform pattern with an A, edit pattern with a Z, edit curve with a C, polygons, rectangle, so H, S, E, G, R. Those are things that you're going to be learning over time. Sewing with an N or an M, and adding points, that's one I use a lot too, with the X. If you want to have a look at all those tools and see if there is a shortcut for them, a default shortcut for them, you just click on it, and if it shows a letter next to it, that's the shortcut on your keyboard. So some of them is not gonna have it. This one doesn't have one, that one doesn't have one, that one doesn't have one. You know, just the most important ones have shortcuts. But yeah, that's the short navigation tip, because I know sometimes you're like, how do I rotate? How do I change to the front? How do I see the back? And this is literally how you do it. It's pretty simple, pretty quick one, just to show you a little bit of the shortcuts that are important. See you in the next lesson, and bye.